So when you're working with the file, you generally have two different versions that you save it as. One of them is the working file, and the other one is the final for the web or for the print or what have you. So if I just hit Command S for save, so let me just do that. I'll call this the 9, I don't know. And you'll notice that down here, Format Photoshop, Layers is on, all of that. This means that this will be your working file. When you open it, the layers will still be here, all of that. But this isn't what goes on the web. To make one that will work well for the web, you go to File, you'd think it would be Save. You might think it's Save As. It's actually Save for Web. And you don't need to look at all of the options with File, Save for Web. The big things to look at is this is the size that it will actually be on the screen. And if this feels too large, you might decrease it. Chances are you know exactly what size it's supposed to be, and you're working under a spec. Or I'll talk about pixels more in a little bit. The other things to keep in mind right here, JPEG, I generally like to put it at around 60. It's kind of that, it's a nice compromise between high quality, but also not huge file size. You'll notice that in the Save for Web options, down here is how big it is. So this is 100 kilobytes. If I do it all the way to 100, and pay attention to what the type looks like. So let me actually zoom in on this so you can see. So it's the difference of the type looking like this and the type looking like this. So it's kind of a little bit uglier. I hope you can see that. I know that it's a lot of the videos that you guys are watching are a somewhat down-resed version of the finished thing. It might not be like the HD version, but hopefully that's coming out right there. It's like, it's slightly compressed, but it's not so compressed that it really makes that big of a difference. And the difference between 100 kilobytes of loading time and 360 kilobytes of loading time, you know, it adds up when you have a lot of images. So I generally like JPEG 60s. There's different use cases for different things, but that's my go-to in general. So I'm going to hit save, and I am going to just, you know, make this the 9.jpg. And now we have two versions of this. So let me close out of this. Let me save it. Let me close out of it, and let me open up the two different versions in Photoshop just to kind of show you why these are so different. So let me first open up the 9.psd. So here we go. And yeah, you can see all the layers are there. We can keep working on it. Now the 9.jpg, when I open this up, it's just a single layer. I can no longer keep working on it. And that's the difference between these two. But the other difference, as far as you know, the web is concerned, is this one is, what do we have? This one is 4.6 megabytes on the disk, and this one is 100 kilobytes on the disk. So this one is 46 times the size. So it doesn't work for the web, but it works great for editing. So that's the reason for the two versions right there, and that's how to save them out as those two versions. So let's go a little bit deeper into this and show you what to do if you want to do some light color correction and play with the type a little bit more to kind of make this crazier.